So welcome, and so I'm Daniel, and this is Helena Belfrage, and I'm responsible for the course. But who are you, and what do you do?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for letting me in, Daniel, or Daniel, maybe I should say. I am Helena, as you said, and I am working with company contacts for the university. I'm working for both students, as you are, and for researchers' need of collaboration with external society.
Nice.
I also want to mention my colleague, Jan Novak, who is sharing the same tasks, even if he couldn't be here today. So there are two of us who are working part-time with this for the faculty.
Nice, but he is also a nice person, right?
He is a great guy.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah, you would like to talk to him, I'm sure.
So what kind of services do you provide? What kind of resources do you have?
Yeah, I want to mention the room that we have
Mhm.
in my Moodle.
Nice.
That you should all, as students, be a part of. It's called 2020/2021 Examensarbete Degree Project FTK. That's
Mm.
the abbreviation for the Faculty of Technology.
Yeah, and
And
I'm supposed to put a link on this video
mm,
somehow. Yeah.
mm, you will get that later. Anyway, in this room, there are a lot of resources who are gathered by our librarians. And these resources are especially for you who are students on our faculty. So you can find different kind of help when it comes to making a degree project. And I really recommend that you look through this room, and also that you keep an eye on it, because sometimes we post interesting information there aimed at you. It could be about scholarships, or it could be about, as if you have been there, about career days and such things.
Nice. So some of the information, I'm just going to read from the page. Some of
Yeah.
the information are like academic writing, information retrieval, how to find a subject, referencing, copyrights,
Mm,
presentations,
mm,
stuff like that.
mm.
Hmm.
So that is really good, and it's both in Swedish and English, so you can find your preferred way of academic writing. There are
Nice.
also posts about there are people on the library who have support hours where they can help on certain parts. So
Yeah,
don't miss that.
awesome.
Mm.
But you also said that you were working on external relations, right?
Yes, that's true. And that's a great fun part of my job. And when it comes to your degree project, you're very welcome to contact me or my colleague Jan to discuss how to go about, when to reach out and have a discussion with the company. It's pretty common that you do degree projects in cooperation with the company, and we could talk about different things. It could be about how to get in touch. How do I do the first contact?
Mhm.
And how do I find the right person? And you should think
Perhaps
about,
we
yeah,
can like start answering those questions right now.
all
What?
right, we
So
could try.
so how would I contact a company? So
Well,
what would be a good strategy to
yeah.
contact?
Well, you can, of course, as you would probably think, I would write them an email. And
Mhm.
that's just fine, a good way to start. But think about the one in the other end. Uh, what is he or she doing during his day? He might be looking at that email, but then there might be another 18 phone calls from their customers or other things happening. So it could have been that it looked interesting, but maybe they just didn't have time to answer.
Mhm.
So always, if you write an email, keep it open so that you can also place a phone call. So,
Okay, so how do I write that, so to speak? So
well, make sure you don't ask them, can you call me? But just leave that so that you tell what you are interested in. And you should really think a little about, why is this interesting for the company or the person that you are reaching out for?
mhm.
So that you think about, who is that person and what could he or she gain from getting in touch with me? And what do they gain? Well, they often want to get to know a student,
Mm.
because they are looking at future recruitment. And it's also about getting input to what they are doing from the latest knowledge from what you are studying. So it could be. different things.
So should I like prepare for this, and how?
Yeah, you should think about, why is this company interesting for you?
Mhm.
And if you don't really know what you want to write about, you should think about 1 or 2 or 3 areas that this is something that I like and that you think this company is working with, so that when you get in touch, that you have something to start discussing
Mhm.
around. So something that you're interested in, that you want to work with them about. And
Okay.
the more you have thought, the easier to get in. But
Okay.
don't wait 3 weeks, but try.
So how do I find a company?
Well, of course, you can start looking on the internet. That's an easy way out. But you can also get in touch with me or Jan. And if you took part in our career day, there is still information in the Padlet that we had. But do look around on the internet and think about what company contacts there have been on different courses. Talk to course mates, look at alumni, what are previous students, where are they working? For example, there are many different ways to look at. And of course, you can pretend to be a client for something and look that way as well. So there are many ways. But if you're unsure, you're welcome to book a meeting with me or with my colleague Jan, and we can take 15 minutes to discuss. And we know pretty much what we know a lot about the companies in the regional area around Växjö and Kalmar, of course.
And
So
I
that's
guess
a
some of
start.
these companies have given us their phone number and a contact person also.
Yes,
So
we
I
have that
have a
as
list
well.
of those on the course homepage.
Yeah, that's
So under
perfect. Yeah.
project proposals.
Mm.
So you told me before this interview to think like a salesperson. What did
Yeah.
you mean by that?
Well, I think that when you start, sometimes it feels like overwhelming. How should I go about to find a company to work with? But think that you make a list of these could be interesting for me. And then you start to try to get in touch with them, and then you narrow it down, because it takes a few tries. If you start calling, maybe you need to call 5 times because before you reach that person who might be in meetings, and maybe you need to ring or call the first number in to reach. How do I reach the correct number for exactly this one, and so forth. So a few calls, and then finally one of them might be your hit. So don't get upset if you don't get a yes right away. Start on next one.
Yeah,
That's what I
aim a
meant.
bit wide, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So something that I put on the list for this video is that you need to somehow combine not only the company's view or their goals, but the university views and our goals and your goals, so to speak. So there are 3 different parts when you contact these people. So you're not working only for them and solving only their problem. You're also supposed to write a thesis that can be approved.
Yeah, that's really important. So you should look at what you are interested in, and you should make sure that this is something that your tutor and your supervisor on the university sees as this is an appropriate task, as well as you can look at what the company wants. But this will not be exactly the same, and this is a part of your job to make this
Yeah.
how to work out.
Yeah, and I mean, you, the students, may always contact me on this to get some
Yes,
advice on this.
so that's good.
So I want to mention a final thing, and that is think of your own skill set. So don't accept a job that you're not able to do. Right.
No, that's true.
So I think this was a nice interview, but I usually end my interviews with the question, what advice would you give my students?
Well, I think you should find something that you really like. Think about what do you feel, what's in your heart, what do you really think that you could find energy for, to work on for the whole project, because it will be tough as well. So think from your heart a little bit when choosing.
Awesome.
That's my advice.
Thank you very much, Helena.
Thank you. Really nice to be here, Daniel. And all students, don't hesitate to get in touch.
Nice.